The smoke is on, ladies and gentlemen, so it's about time to welcome the Aerostars to our show. The right wing. David Monroe was born in Minneapolis. He grew up in an airline family, soloing at the age of 16. Has accumulated over 2,200 hours of flight time. Left wing, Paul Hornick, over 5,000 hours of flight time, ranging from a Piper Cub to an Airbus A300. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Aerostars formation team. Setting up for their signature maneuver, the downward bomb burst. As they go over the top, lead Harvey Meek calls for a quarter roll to the left and then calls it stand by, break, ready now. Now let's watch Paul and David, numbers 2 and 3. Extend out to the right-hand side. Do 1/2 Cuban 8s. They're going to be heading straight at one another, closing at a speed of over 400 miles per hour. Watch for the cross at show center as they dive down. There you go. Now they're going to rejoin on lead Harvey Meek. Ingenium Aerospace specializes in designing and manufacturing custom motion control devices for aircraft and future vehicles. Ingenium Aerospace provides primary flight controls for the commercialization of space tourism. They offer a world-class engineering team that will provide customized business solutions for your motion control needs at highly efficient rates. The Ingenium company is sponsoring this wonderful formation team. They're now working their way back into what is known as a VIC, or a V formation. They're going to dive down here with Harvey Meek calling the speeds, calling the altitudes, and calling for the nose to come up. Diving down now, set up for a beautiful V formation roundhouse loop. Let's watch. 4 feet of wing overlap. It's the responsibility of Harvey Meek to make sure everything is right for his wingmen, because they have no relationship visually to the ground or to the horizon. They are married visually, if you will, to a spot on the lead aircraft. They're going to set up for a barrel roll next, but let me tell you a little bit more about one of the Ingenium companies called Ingenium Testing, the most modern state-of-the-art EMC testing facility in North America, offering EMC testing services for the aerospace, military, wireless, and automotive and commercial markets. With a unique customer-based approach to business, Ingenium Testing creates partnerships to serve your EMC compliance needs today and in the future. Specialists in testing the latest hybrid vehicles for EMC like the Boeing 787 and composite aircraft. Doing a barrel roll, picking a spot 45 degrees up and to the left of the aircraft. Lead Harvey Meek rolls around that imaginary spot, attempting to start and stop at the same altitude and airspeed, using the throttle, elevator, rudder, and ailerons to accomplish that. Look at that great formation they're holding. 3 aircraft acting as one. Coming back in, they'll set up for what is called a line abreast formation loop. In other words, the wingmen will line up 90 degrees right off wingtip to wingtip in a single line, so that Paul and David have to be looking to their left and right 90 degrees to line up on the lead aircraft, Harvey Meek. To try to do this line abreast loop is a real challenge. Looping is a deceptively difficult maneuver, but watch these 3 airplanes as they do it line abreast. From the right, coming in from getting ready to pull the nose up, the line abreast loop from the Aerostars formation team. How about a nice round of applause for the Aerostars? Now the next maneuver they're going to do begins with a half loop, with a quarter roll on the down line, and then the team will make a crossing break, followed by a head-on near-miss pass between 2 and 3, between Paul Hornick and David Monroe. Look up and to the left. They're going to work their way around. This is going to be a great chance to get an incredible picture if you got your cameras ready. Watch them as they dive down, increasing their speed to about 200 miles an hour. show center. Lead, Harvey Meek will call for the noses to come up, setting up for the clover loop, and then the breakaway cross. Up they go. Watch for the quarter roll. Here comes your cameras, folks. Get them ready for the breakaway cross. Stand by, break, fake, ready now. Coming back in, watches numbers 2 and 3, Paul and Dave. Head right on toward each other in show center. Let's give it up for the Aerostars. Ingenium Technologies offers a full array of services including design and development, analysis, software, simulation and modeling, prototyping, and operations consulting. Whether a customer needs a little assistance or requires complete product lifecycle support, Ingenium Technologies is equipped with a mix of services to ensure all development goals are met. High-tech engineering services and a software development team for the aerospace and industrial communities. That's Ingenium Technologies. Coming in through from the left, take a look as the Aerostars are getting set to do their flip and flop. Lead in number 2. Harvey and Paul on the left, David on the right. Crossing right there at show center. Inverted to inverted and rolling it upright. Now we've got one. It's going to be done for all the sweethearts in the crowd. As they work their way around, I'll tell you a little bit more about these 3 very talented pilots. Harvey Meek joined the military after college, where he accumulated 2,500 hours in fighters and training jets. His military service included duty with an operational fighter squadron in Europe, followed by a tour with a pilot training unit where he held positions as senior instructor pilot, check pilot, and flight commander. Paul Hornick is a Gold SEAL flight instructor. He flies domestically and internationally by a major freight airline as a first officer. And David Monroe soloed on his 16th birthday, got his private pilot on his 17th birthday, and flies a Boeing 767 for a major airline. Here come numbers 1 and 2. Harvey and Paul. Watch for Paul now to roll a half a roll for the smoke to come on as they set up to make a heart in the sky. And then David comes through and does a pierced heart. Perfectly executed, great smoke, great sky, and a great team. Let's hear it for the Aerostars. Now, they're going to get back together. Watch the rejoin here as all 3 aircraft are going to get back into that 4-foot wing overlap, Vic formation. They want to thank Ingenium Technologies, Ingenium Testing, Ingenium Aerospace, MT Propeller, Citizens Finance, Z-Vision, Byron Bank, Easy Heat, Sennheiser headsets, and Canon Insurance. They're great sponsors that help keep them flying as they set up for one more loop. And believe it or not, after what they've been doing, this gives them a little break because they are so accustomed to flying in that tight formation with lead Harvey Meek. They'll head on out to the left side. They will then reset themselves in the Vic into line abreast formation, and partway through, they will change over to the V formation. Lights flashing on the wings, they dive in, approaching 200 miles per hour in these Yak 52 aircraft. Once again, Paul and David looking 90 degrees to their right and left respectively to put themselves right on the wing of lead Harvey Meek. As they go into the top, Harvey calls formation change and watch the guys kick the rudders and slide back in to the V formation. maneuvers. This particular maneuver, this one-half Cuban A, is 5/8 of a loop, followed by a half roll. It was actually invented quite by accident in Miami air races back in 1936, when the late Len Povey was too low at the top of a loop to successfully complete it. So he rolled out after 5/8 of a loop with his Airshow smoke on, did the same thing in the opposite direction, and it appeared that he had traced the figure 8 in the sky. Nobody had ever seen the maneuver before, and at the end of the show and at the end of his routine, he was asked what that maneuver was. And since he was also training Batista's Cuban Air Force pilots how to fly aerobatics, he replied with the words Ocho Cubano, Cuban 8, and the name has stuck for 73 years. Now in an echelon or all to one side formation. Take a look. Here come the Aerostars once again as they set up to do their squirrel cage as they roll and braid the smoke right across show center with barrel roll, barrel roll, barrel roll. And Harvey says, hey, I gotta try one more. And then Paul Hornick and David Monroe follows through with one more, braiding the smoke in the sky, and they'll rejoin for another pass here with a few more aerobatic maneuvers for us from this great formation team.
Village sucked. By the end of the day,
now let's watch as Harvey flies inverted while Paul and David remain in a tight Vic formation. Okay, Harvey, roll it over. Now watch as they reach show center. They will all roll again and put themselves into the upright position. Very, very challenging because they got to make sure they don't lose sight of one another. Stand by for the roll. Roll it now, guys. Put her right back in. That's the Aerostars. Now they're going to bring it back around for a photo pass or two and then bring her into land shortly after that. Still to come today, the United States Navy's Flight Demonstration Squadron, the Blue Angels, starting at about 2 o'clock, and we still have our evening show that starts at about 12 minutes after 4. Skip, Patty, the Geico Skytypers, Kent Beach, the Aerostars will be back. The Shockwave jet truck, Otto the helicopter, and a fireworks display, and then a big wall of fire from Rich's incredible pyro. In the meantime, in front of us now, the Aerostars team once again looking right down into these beautiful Yak 52 aircraft, known as Cold War trophies. The Yak 52s came available on the open market back in about 1990 after the collapse of the Soviet Union. They became available on the surplus market, and private citizens could buy them. And many of these Yak aircraft have now been picked up by private warbird pilots who can get into a warbird comparatively inexpensively for about a couple of $100,000 if you got a couple of $100,000 laying around. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Aerostars formation team. Breaking off right there is David Monroe, then lead Harvey Meek, and then number 2, Paul Hornick. They're going to bring it into land. We've got about 13 minutes before the Blues go on. I want to thank some more of our sponsors today, including Home Depot. They are one of the main sponsors we have here. We are so grateful. Visit the Home Depot booth today to learn more about the expert service and product selection you need to get the job done fast. And also check out how you can take part in the kids' workshop. We want to see you in a Kia. Be sure to visit the Kia tent to register and win the 2010 Kia Soul, a new way to roll. Prices starting around $13,995. Come check out the all-new 2011 Kia Sorento, built here in the USA. Siemens Building Technologies, helping to make buildings safe, comfortable, and secure, and less costly to operate. 7,200 employees, more than 100 locations across the United States. Siemens Building Technologies, helping the Navy defend the nation through air power for 13 years. All right, the Aerostars touching down. They'll be taxiing by in a moment. We want to also thank the Pan Air Federal Credit Union, dedicated to strength, security, and service, determined to meet our members' changing needs and be their financial choice. Pan Air Federal Credit Union, serving the military and civil service, active and retired since 1936. Thanks to L3 Vertex Aerospace, proudly supporting naval aviation through aircraft maintenance and supply chain management right here at NAS Pensacola and NAS Whiting Field. That's L3.